name is Lizzie Merrill, and I'm the project manager for Ignitia, the world's first highly accurate tropical weather forecasting company. So, I want you to think back. We've all been there. We're making plans for the weekend, maybe a trip to the beach. But when you go online to check weather, Google tells you that it's going to look like this. It's annoying, isn't it? But hey, you make other plans and forget about it. But now I want you to imagine that you're a small-scale farmer in West Africa. You want to make plans for the upcoming season. When should you plant? Do you want to buy the expensive, drought-resistant seeds or stick with the cheaper variety? But you don't have internet access, so you can't go online to check the weather. Even if you do get a forecast from the radio, it'll be so you don't know if you can trust it, and it will only be for that day. So now, when the weather takes a turn for the worse, it's not your weekend plans that suffer, but your livelihood and that of your family. Well, we at Ignitia have solved this problem by creating the world's first highly accurate tropical weather forecast. And more importantly, we figured out how to get that information directly into the hands of the farmer. There are around 7 billion people currently living on this planet, and 40% of those people live in the tropics. That's 3 billion people, nearly 80% of whom are small-scale farmers living on less than $2 a day. The lives of these farmers are made more difficult by the fact that every stage of the farming cycle is dependent on the weather. In fact, studies show that up to 80% of annual expected yield can be lost due to the weather. By comparison, losses due to pests, disease, and weeds tend to only affect 15%. Information, farmers can only guess at what type of crop to plant. These decisions have been made worse by the fact that until now, there's not been an accurate weather forecast available in the tropics. This is because current global models are designed to predict weather in the northern and southern hemisphere, but weather works differently along the tropical belt. Instead of large pressure fronts that are many kilometers across, 99% of weather in the tropics is determined by convective processes, which occur on a much smaller scale and much more rapidly. But Ignitia has solved this problem. It took over 15 man-years to create a new algorithm to accurately measure weather in the tropics. And the results were impressive. Now, I'm going to show you a comparison of a 48-hour weather forecast that shows the difference between global models and what Ignitia can do. Here, you see a forecast for West Africa from BBC provided by the Met Office. The blue on the map predicts light rain and the green heavy rain. If you saw this, you'd assume it was going to rain over the entirety of West Africa. Now here's the weather for Ignitia's forecast for the same area and time period. We can predict weather on a much smaller scale, which allows us to pinpoint exactly when and where a storm will occur. So, how did we do? This was the result 48 hours later. I think we were about 20 minutes of storms, but that's pretty good overall. Our model is unique in the world, and as I mentioned earlier, it took a team of top meteorologists 15 man-years to create a model that puts us at the forefront of the field. In fact, it turns out global weather service providers are on average only 39% accurate, whereas Ignitia is around 84% accurate. But simply knowing that we could accurately predict the weather wasn't enough. Next, we had to find a way to use these location-specific forecasts to help farmers who need it most. Reaching rural farmers was a big challenge as they don't have access to the technology that we take for granted. Mobile phones, however, are everywhere. There are currently more mobile phones than people in West Africa. So we decided to use this. Ignitia designed an incredibly simple text message that gives a 2-day forecast every day, as well as monthly and seasonal forecasts. The message is in English, but it is so simple and easy to use that even a farmer who can't read can learn to use the forecast through basic word recognition. It is as simple as recognizing the word rain. If they see the word rain in the forecast, they know that it is likely to rain, and if they don't see it, they know that it won't. And the most important part is this message costs just 4 cents. So, for less than 4 cents a day, a farmer can mitigate risk and make better farming decisions. In fact, a study in Mali found that by using only weather information, a farmer can increase his income by as much as 80%. And this is mainly because Ignitia's forecasts enable farmers to grow with less input and less wastage, maximizing resource use for things like water and rain-fed agriculture. We are currently operating in Ghana and will be launching in Mali and Senegal this year, followed by Nigeria, Niger, and Ivory Coast. Our algorithm is calibrated to West Africa, which makes these expansions easy from a meteorological point of view. The countries were chosen based on need, farming population, and telecommunications partner. Also, we predict an ability to calibrate our algorithm to an entirely new geography within the tropical belt, such as India or South America, within a 3-month period. Our launch in Ghana was incredibly successful, and we validated our business model by less than 3% unsubscribe rate. We've had such success because Ignitia is led by a team of unrivaled experts. We've assembled the top tropical meteorologists, scientists, and programmers to run our model and are constantly improving forecast accuracy. And they are supported by colleagues who have more than 30 years combined experience growing and managing businesses in emerging markets. Our success is also demonstrated in our growing international awareness. We've been invited to participate in several top global awards and accelerators and have been highlighted in top news sources around the world. Ignitia has the potential to reach over 120 million farmers in the next few years, and we want to expand to the rest of the tropics after that. If you are a large agricultural company, a telecoms provider, or an investor in the tropics, please get in touch with us so that we can discuss how together we can use something as simple as a weather forecast to reduce poverty and hunger in the tropics. Thank you for your time.